Hi friends, let me just quickly go through the slab design with RCDC. In this video, we will cover the topics that is displayed on the screen. So to begin with, I have a slab file that I've read in RCDC. Let us just see what all we can do in slab with RCDC. So let me just start with S by D ratio for slab. So when we go to settings and design parameters, we have the preferred span by depth ratio for a slab. For a cantilever, it is by default 7 as per the code, but user can also change it. For simply supported, it's 20. For continuous, it's 26. Then also coming to the next differentiation, we have two-way slab simply supported S by D ratio and two-way slab continuous S by D ratio. So when we refer to clause 24.1 in IS 456, these are the default values which the code says it has to be set. So in RCDC, what we are doing is we are setting the default S by D ratio, or we are also allowing user to change it as per the user requirement or as per the provisions that the user has to make. Next, I have two options for detailing. One is the detailing style and one is the detailing options. The detailing style says you can have a curtailed type rebar for slabs, which is seen in this section as well as in the plan, which is related to drawing again. Okay. Next, we have detailing options wherein you can set the rebar as a constant number or a spacing with a constant number. We will have a look at both the options. In this file, what we'll do is we'll just see what is curtailed rebar doing for us, and we will then see what is rebar for setting a value of diameter is doing for us. So what I'll do is we'll just have two files with two same files but with different settings. So one is curtailed, and in this we'll keep the bent up rebar type of detailing, and in detailing options we'll have a constant spacing, say 200. Fine. Okay. So I'll set this one, and I'll set this one to curtail type rebar and detailing option as rebar. So first we'll see what is the impact of this detailing style and detailing option for slab design. I'll run both the files simultaneously. Okay, so before proceeding, we also have to input the imposed load and the live load for which the slab is to be assigned. So what I'll do is I'll input the value as 3 for both the load types, and I'll copy it for all the slabs. Similarly, I have to do the same procedure here. I'll do it as 3 and copy it for all the slabs. I'll say paste and then run both the files. Next I have this one. This one also I'll now run the file. So now I have two files with different detailing styles. Let me first show you what is curtailed rebars doing for us. So when we go to reports and let's see the slab section for say two slabs. I'll mark the slab mark as 1. I'll take S1 and S2. So it is auto detected the LX and LY for the slab. Then I have to mark the beam support on the left side of the span. Let us fix it to 250 by 600. I have B2. I have 250 by 600. As this end is continuous, as my right span of slab S1 is continuous, so I don't have to enter the first span or the left side support for the slab S2, which is going to be by default B2. So this I'll enter as B3 and let us keep it as 250 by 600. I'll say draw. So for curtail type rebar, what it is doing is it is just drawing the rebars for individual slabs. Like for S1 it has gone up to here, and for S2 it is starting from here and it's ending over here. Now let's see what is bent up doing for us. So I'll do same exercise here. I'll go to slab sections. I'll take two slabs, mark it as 1, the same one S1 and S2. I'll say B1 250 by 600. I have B2 as 250 by 600, and I'll have B3 as 250 by 600. I'll say drawn. So for bent up, we are seeing that it is just bending up the rebars which is as per clause, it is bending up at 1365. Okay, so this is my bent up over here, and this is my bent up over here, which is L by 4. 5460 by 4 will give me 1365. So this is my bent up type detailing style. Okay, this is the detailing style of bent up rebars, and this is the bent detailing style for curtailed rebars. So we have this detailing style. Next, what we had tried is detailing options. We had set the rebar as 8 mm. So what RCDC will do it will start designing the slab with 8 mm. It will try to set the bar or design the slab with 8 mm. If it's not possible, it will jump over to the next diameter, but precisely it will design maximum of the slab for 8, like we are seeing it over here. So in this file, what I have done is I have set the detailing option for a rebar, that is 8, preferably 8, or if not possible, then it will move ahead. Next, what I have set is the spacing is 200. Preferred spacing is 200. So when I go to design, what I see is what RCDC will do is it will try to provide the spacing of 200 or the closest spacing to 200. It will not jump to it will not jump to a vast difference of 200 maximum possible time, because user has set the preferred spacing as 200. So this was with the detailing style and detailing options in RCDs. Next, I also have a very beautiful feature in RCDC wherein I can design a staircase and also detail it. What I'll do is for S1, I'll design it as a staircase or a waist slab. So I'll go to design option. Okay. Now I have a multiple imposed loading option here, wherein my slab S1 will be designed with multiple imposed loads. Okay, so I have span type as both fixed, left fixed, right fixed, both end pinned or a cantilever. Let us select it as fixed, and let me say spanning direction is LY. So I'll set the thickness as say 200, the grade of concrete as M30, and the clear cover let it be 20. Over here, I have three types of loading available. I can set a point load, a UDL, or a triangular load. Let us try all the three. I'll say add load. I have two loads now. I'll one more time say add load. So one I'll keep it as point load, one is the UDL, and one is the triangular load. So it will auto identify the 5.71, which is for S1. Fine. My LY will be 8. These are the dimensions of the slab S1. Also, I can edit those. Let's keep it as 7. So for point load, I have a LX by LY. I have to set the maximum location in meters. So if I say it as 2.7, I have to set the maximum intensity. Let it be 4, and let the contact width be zero point 0.2. So this contact width will be as per the clause 24.3.2 for slabs carrying concentrated load. Fine. So this will be my A, width of the contact area of concentrated load from nearer support measured parallel to the support edge. So RCDC is showing how, means user has to just input the contact with the clause, and RCDC will follow that clause for further design. Now if I have UDL, I have to mention the start location and the end location. If it's along 7 meter, I'll just enter this as 7 meters. I'll input the intensity. Let it be 2 kilonewtons per meter. Then I have a triangular load. Over there, my start location is 0, end location is say 5.71, maximum location say 2.8. Then I have the starting intensity as say 1, end intensity is 3, maximum intensity is 1.5, and contact width I don't have to input. It is just valid for the point load type loading. So in short, we can say that we have three type of trapezoidal loads that we can apply. One is a triangular load wherein we can apply the start intensity as 0 and the end intensity as the maximum one. One is a trapezoidal type of UVL or the uniformly varying load, and one is the different trapezoid with a maximum intensity at a specified distance as by the user. So what I'll do is I'll just design this. So here I have got the design. I have bottom short span, bottom long span design. I have the top long span continuous design, and I have the distribution bar. If I now accept this, my design is applied over here. So when we design a staircase, what happens is we have three slabs in short which we have to design. One is the starting slab, which can be a floor landing or a mid landing. Then we have the waist slab, and then we have the another landing. So let us consider this as the staircase, and let us have three different UDL intensities on each of the slab. What we do is, let us go to this design of S1 slab. So I'll select multiple imposed loading. Generally for slab we design the spanning along LY. So let me select LY spanning. I'll assign say 200 or 200 of waist slab thickness, and let's say it's M30. So as we have already discussed, if I want to add three UDLs, what I'll do, I'll add three loads. I'll select the UDL type of loading over here. So currently my LX is 5.71 and my LY is 8. So for me the LY is going to remain same. 1.5 are the two landings and 5 meter is the horizontal dimension of the staircase. Let me reduce it to say 2 meters over here, and the intensity will be 3, 6 and 3. So my start location for the first slab will be from 0 up to 1.5. Then I have 1.5 up to 6.5 and 6.5 up to 8. So these are my three slabs. Now let us design this. I've got my design. I will accept the design and proceed ahead to produce the staircase section. Here I have to input the bottom landing and the top landing beam sizes. Let us say it's 250 by 500, again 250 by 450. Let the beam locations for both be end of the slab. For top landing, let us try upstand, and these are the general inputs required. That is the number of risers and tread, the span, the height of the staircase, the bottom landing span, top landing span, and S1 which we have designed as a staircase. Let us draw the stair. So we see that a staircase section is developed. Here we have the 200 thick waist slab with the design that we have provided. This is the upstand beam. This is the downstand beam. This is, let us now see the design that we have provided. This is 8 at 235, and this is also 8 at 235. So 8 at 235 is provided. This is again 8 at 235 which is provided. So basically a staircase which is composed of three slabs with different spans and different UDL intensities can be designed and also detailed in RCDC. Next, we can move on to another feature wherein we can see how a top of a slab can be changed, whether it can be raised or a sunk can be provided. Let us, as usual, provide the imposed load and the live load. I'll just paste it. So here it is asking us to provide the top of slab. If we are raising it, we have to input the value in positive numerical values, and if we want to sunk it, we have to input the value in a negative value. Let us raise the slab by 250 say, and we will design it. So once we have raised the slab, the neighboring slab and continuity condition or the edge condition will be changed. So what RCDC will do is, RCDC will reevaluate the continuity condition and we can then proceed ahead. So we can see that as we have raised the slab, it is giving us a remark of it is raised by 250 So to just notice this, we'll draw a slab section for this. Let us just draw two slab sections for say S1 and S2. We will have B1 on its left support 250 by 600. We can have B2 as 250 by 600 and B3 as 250 by 600 for this. I'll draw the section. Yeah. So over here we can see As we have raised this slab by 250 mm, the beam depth has also increased, and it has also shown the slab section according to the raised slab. This is my floor level, and the slab is raised by 250 mm over here, and this slab is at its original location only. So this feature can help us to either provide a sunk for a slab, or we can provide a raised slab in this RCDC. That's all with the slab. Thank you.